All right, what's up, guys? Today we're going to talk about Special League. It is 4-star and below. And just kind of talk about my strategy and look at how the first day went / is going. So far, pretty good. We're 12-2, and it seems to be working pretty well. And usually I don't play a lot. I just get whatever I need to get and move on. Last time we got C3, which the nice thing about Special League is it's just rank-based unless you get up to Guardian. You just hit 1350 and then you're safe. So it's not too hard if you're willing to like put a little bit of time into it. We might try for Guardian, just depends on how many games I'm able to play over the next 2 weeks, because it's kind of a crazy time of year. But here is some of my replays. What's really fun is I got to play some really like famous people. Like I got to fight Barian, which I have not been matched against Barian in years and years and years. So that was really exciting. I don't know if it's Barian playing the account or not, but it was neat, you know? Like, the early days of Special League, you can fight anybody because everybody's climbing at the same time, so it's kind of fun. So we'll look at some of the pick ban and kind of what happened, and we'll look at, there's one other match I want to look at that's pretty neat. So there's my picks. I'm kind of bruiser tanking, and he's clearly cleaving, so what I've just been doing is double werewolf, and the Escher is really fast. We'll look at the runes here in a second. The Escher is really fast, so if they don't commit to speed, I get turn 1. More often than not, I get turn 2 because everybody's cleaving because no one wants to invest a ton of time into the wings. So I'm just doing double werewolf, and I put specific sets on each monster. So we'll see what he does. He does return dice first turn. That light thing does a ton of damage, but I mean, Arcaris has a ton of HP, so that went about as well as it could have gone. I mean, he got one of the kills, but he could have, like, nuked a bajillion things. So now we get a kill, which is nice. We're just going to go on his other damage dealer. And I think we've got enough to get it done here, because I have sustain, he doesn't. Unless he gets really good RNG, I think I'm in good shape. So, yep, we get the kill, and that's done. So, hey, I beat Barian, but I mean, he was speed cleaving, and I was playing more of like how I play the tanky bruiser style. Then I got to fight Baus, which he's a former, like, French? I want to say French, but I don't know. His thing doesn't say French. Maybe it's not the real Baus. I don't know, but I thought it was, and I thought that was kind of cool, so we're going to look at it. This is another cleave that worked really well against me. This one is one I lose. So we'll look at one cleave I won, one cleave I lost, and then we'll kind of go from there. I'm seeing a lot of Gemini, a lot of Cocky, but these cleaves end up being here. I'll show you when we pause. This one actually works really well, but some of them don't. Most of these cleaves are Gemini X, and if you have Gemini Tableau, you're going to see Gemini Tableau. And then they use double damage dealer, and so I banned the Cocky, and he still had the light Chun-Li, kind of like a Lucian. And then this guy I think is a really nice addition because it's defense break, pushback, which I think works really, really well. So he does the defense break, does the pushback, does the Lucian, and then he gets a whole nother round of turns, which I think that's kind of neat. It's kind of like a hybrid of Jemira Tableau. It's not as devastating as Jemira Tableau because he's limited. He doesn't have 5-star ridiculousness, but the way the pushback works on the lure is that he gets another round of turns instead of just using that skill and not getting full benefit out of it. So he really gets a ton of value out of that. And I play it all the way out just to kind of see what can happen because my Molly is on crit rate. And the theory is like, I mean, it's possible that this could work out if I can get his damage dealers down pretty quick. I mean, but he'll get his skills back up. So I'm like, yeah, we'll try it. There's no harm in it. So we get that one down. I'm like, oh, can we do it? We need both of them alive, though. And then, boom, too much damage. And now I'm stuck. So that one didn't work out. So that was one of my 2 losses to Baus. Maybe real Baus, maybe fake Baus. I don't know. But there's tons of cleaves. This is kind of an interesting one. I think I won this one. But people are trying all kinds of cool stuff. So it's pretty fun. I mean, you'll see Cockies everywhere, which I want to play Molly, which is kind of crazy. But Cockies are everywhere, so I don't know. I think I might have lost this one. Yeah, I did. So this one was really nicely done. I think I banned the Cocky again, but then this was just too much, these two. And probably the smarter ban would have banned the speed lead, because then I could have maybe taken turn 1. I don't know. I went with Verd there as well because they had some AoE. But Verd didn't do anything. So if Verd doesn't do anything and you bring him to do stuff, then sadness. But this is kind of what I want to play. It works pretty well. It's relatively fast because everyone's playing fast. And so if you're a little bit slow, they win or lose quickly. And then you're just like, okay, fine. That's fine. But yeah. So let's take the runes. Look at the runes real quick. So this is Vigor. He's on my Yanhong set. So I highly recommend to not re-rune for Special League because it's not worth the pain and the effort. Maybe to some people, but not to me. You've got to rune stuff up for 2 weeks and then completely ruin everything again. Like, that's just a lot. So I just move full sets and make a note of whose set I moved, and then I move it back after, I think that's the way to do it. So this is the Yanhong set, 77, 87, 293 on Vigor, on crit damage, which is pretty good. We'll go with that. Lulu's technically ruined, but I don't intend to pick Lulu at all. Who else? Chloe, I kind of like to get in there. I haven't changed anything on Chloe, but that's the normal Chloe set. Bird is on the normal Bird set from last season. And Taurus, I didn't change at all. He's fine. Kaki is how I ruined him for last season. I haven't really picked him too much. I don't really expect him to do too much, but that's how I had him ruined last season. So that's the Kaki. And then the Molly, we'll do the Molly real quick, is still on the Molly runes from last season. I kind of think Molly or maybe a couple units on Nemesis would help me against the Cleaves, because just one little cut from one of these units and I'm in great shape. So I might consider putting something on Nemesis. I don't know. Then the Escher is on my Sekhmet runes, but I switched out the accuracy for this fast, flat HP rune. So he's my fastest unit. What is that? 209, 309, 314. Not crazy fast for an Escher, but pretty fast for me. And then this guy, Lucas, is on my Han set, the Swift set. And so it's really effective. Lucas is kind of like a busted Han because he gets another turn when he crits here. So instantly gains another turn if the target... Well, okay, no, that's not true. I thought it was when he crits, but I guess he just does enough damage every time that I feel like he always gets an extra turn. So if their target is less than 50%, he gets an extra turn. It feels like it's always less than 50%. And then he self-buffs, which is kind of nice. Decreases... Oh, that's what it is. It's a defense break if it's a crit, and then another turn if it's under 50. And this is kind of cool. It's plus 30% crit. So I've slightly overruned him, but I'm not gonna mess with it. And then the Akaris is on the same Akaris set. The 3 parts will, because that's just normal. So that's that. And then nothing else is really ruined. Sion needs one more rune. I guess I should rune him up. I haven't really considered any speed leads or anything. I think ruining this guy's not a bad idea, because there's a lot of AoE. I might do that. But yeah, nothing too insane. This one's not ruined. Fran's not ruined. Lauren might not be a bad idea to put a Swift set on, and then this girl, if I'm ever going to play her, it's going to be now. Like, when are you going to get to play this girl? So maybe I'll ruin that up, but I'm not really stressing. I'm just kind of doing what I got to do to have fun and have a plan, kind of. So that is what's going on in Special League, 4-star League. Hope you guys enjoy the League. There's not a ton to get in the shop, so there's not a ton of incentive to really play it. I mean, you can get these, but I've never bought anything. But they're there if you want them. Other than that, there's nothing really worth getting. So anyway, I'd be curious what everyone else is playing. If they're trying the cleave thing or they've got something else to counter the cleave, that'd be interesting. But just let me know. And yeah, hope everybody enjoys it. And I will see y'all in the next video. Take care, everybody.